Let's talk about ketosis and the carnivore diet because most of us are in ketosis while on the carnivore diet, and it's great for some and a bit challenging for others. So, welcome back to my channel. I am Sylvia and I'm a carnivore diet coach. First things first, we are talking about nutritional ketosis and not ketoacidosis. They are not the same thing. First one is really safe, the other one is related to a medical condition. So let's focus today on nutritional ketosis. The process of ketosis always occur when you severely restrict carbohydrates. And if you're on the carnivore diet, you mostly eat meat and fat, unless you're eating lots of dairy and lots of honey. But that's not many of us. Nutritional ketosis have many health benefits. If I were to list my top one, it would be anti-inflammatory metabolic pathways that ketosis open up, and they shut off inflammatory metabolic pathways. And many people that are on the carnivore diet are on it because of a chronic disease. And usually, with those diseases, systemic inflammation of the whole body is a thing. So, yay for ketosis. If you are one of these people that are going on a carnivore diet for 2 weeks and then they binge eat tons of carbohydrates and then back on the carnivore diet, break it again because of the sweet tooth, and you do it time and again and it's not working, try a carnivore diet with ketosis. And anytime you have cravings, eat some frozen butter with some salt. It really helps to combat sugar cravings and makes it this much easier to wean off yourself off of carbohydrates. Many people that deal with low energy, fatigue, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, they get into ketosis and all of a sudden the brain fog goes away, there's more energy, they become more productive. They just love ketosis all along for the energy they get. And this benefit is a little bit less known, but if you have to travel by air a lot and you are exposed to the sun radiation, if you're in ketosis, your body will deal with that exposure a lot better. A lot of people with mood disorders will report that being on a carnivore diet and in ketosis help them to deal with those disorders a lot better, and their mood is a lot more even. But guess what? Not all ketoses are created equal. You can get into ketosis by virtue of eating lots of avocados, drinking coconut oil and olive oil. You will be in ketosis. But that's not the same ketosis that you'll be in by eating steak and butter and tallow. The second option is a lot healthier. Once again, most people that go on the carnivore diet have really severe gut issues, and you will not fix it with coconut oil or olive oil. It's the saturated animal fat that restore the integrity of your gut lining, and the ketosis through eating of red meat and animal saturated fats is what's really healing. All right, let's talk about some downsides of ketosis because they're certainly there and a lot of people will complain about them, and they will have hard time getting into ketosis and staying in ketosis. The number one problem with ketosis is that you lose so much weight. And as a coach, sometimes I want to put people on the carnivore diet with ketosis, or they want to be on the paleo-ketogenic diet, which requires you to be in ketosis over 2. And the thing is, the weight loss is crazy because 80% of your calories comes from fat and only 20% comes from proteins, and it just causes such a weight loss. And too much weight loss leads to the following. In men, it is a muscle loss, hormonal changes that can impact libido. For women, there is also the issue of the muscle loss, but in particular, women's hormones get affected and the menstrual cycle gets put on hold if there's too much weight loss. And I can speak from my own experience because as soon as I get to 126 pounds, no more menstrual cycle. And there's absolutely nothing I can do if I continue being on the carnivore diet with ketosis. I'll just keep losing weight. So if I want to get my period back, then I have to start eating some carbohydrates. And there are many other issues with ketosis, and they're particularly connected to the magic age of 40. People prior to age of 40 tend to tolerate ketosis very well, myself included. I've been in ketosis for the last 5 years, in and out for different periods of time. Fantastic. I love ketosis. The day I turned 40, it's just not the same. I'll be in ketosis for 3 months and then suddenly I get leg cramps. I can't sleep at night. and I don't feel as well anymore. So the initial phase of not having brain fog, thinking more clearly, the 3 months mark, past the age of 40, starts declining and the brain fog magically returns. When it comes to the issue with cramps, again, they happen more frequently to people past the age of 40. If you are younger than this and dealing with leg cramps, the first thing is to look at your electrolyte intake, the level of physical activity. And then there is a group of you out there that just don't tolerate ketosis for extended period of time well at all, and you'll have to add some carbohydrates in order to stop the cramps. All right, sleeping. It's something that I battled with myself. Prior to being 40, there was no issues in being in ketosis and not sleeping. Now, if I stay in ketosis past 3 months, 1 a.m., I'm ready to do push-ups. I can't sleep. I have to get out of ketosis. And this affects many of my clients that are in ketosis for extended period of time. All right, so let me give you some strategies if you need to get out of ketosis. The first thing is to increase your protein intake and lower your fat consumption. So if you eat twice a day, 80% of your calories come from fat, start eating more frequent meals and prioritize meat, proteins, and no extra fat. That usually can reduce your ketosis through the process of gluconeogenesis, where proteins are getting converted to glucose. That doesn't always work for everyone. It can reduce ketosis, let's say from 5 to 3 or to 2, but you will be still in ketosis and you might still not be sleeping or having leg cramps. Next thing you can do is to add some animal carbohydrates into your carnivore regimen. And typically that would be milk, preferably raw, and honey, preferably raw as well. But here's the trick. Honey and raw milk, even if it's raw, does not get tolerated well equally by a lot of people, particularly those with autoimmunity. So it may not be an option for everyone. In this case, you might actually do better if you introduce some fruit versus honey or milk. Similarly, for those of you that are on the carnivore diet and lost too much weight and you need to gain it back, adding milk and honey will keep you carnivore, but then again, it might not be an option for everyone. And then, so fruit, though not carnivore, might be the only other option. Now, if your weight is really, really low, don't get ideological about the carnivore diet. If you need to add fruit, then do it. And so if you are struggling with too much weight loss on the carnivore diet, the combinations of fat, proteins, and fructose is a bulletproof strategy to gain the weight back quickly. And even midwives know it. With my first midwife, I was gaining too much weight too fast. She told me, don't eat any fructose. With my second child, my son was moving too fast because he had too much room and it was late in the pregnancy. And I was told to eat lots of fruit for 10 days to make him grow faster so that he can stop moving. And that's precisely what happened. All right, I hope this has been helpful. Send this video to anyone that is on the fence whether to be in ketosis or is struggling to stay in ketosis. Sign up for my mailing list. The details for my private coachings are in the description box. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I will see you in my next one. Bye.